Picture this. It's 2010, Wimbledon, the hallowed grounds of tennis history. The sun is scorching, the grass court is pristine, and two mildly known tennis players stepped onto the court. John Isner and Nicolas Mahut. This was no ordinary showdown, as it went from obscurity to a clash of tennis titans not wanting to give up. These two gladiators didn't just play a five-setter. They embarked on an epic adventure that stretched across 3 days. You heard that right, 3 days. The match was so intense that they had to halt play multiple times due to fading light. So what's the deal with this never-ending showdown, you ask? Well, strap in, because we're diving deep. The match seemed like it would never end, with Isner and Mahut slugging it out, game after grueling game. It went on, like an infinite loop of tennis brilliance. The first set ended 6-4, the second 3-6, the third 6-7, and the fourth 7-6. But they weren't done yet. The fifth set, well, that's where things took a wild turn. The match had already seen a suspension for darkness the first day. But as the sun set over the All England club once again, the score reached 20-all, 30-all, 40-all, and incredibly 50-all. It looked as if this epic battle would be suspended for a second day, for the same haunting reason. But pause for a moment and ponder this. Had anything like this ever occurred on the hallowed grounds of Wimbledon before? Had the tennis universe ever witnessed such an extraordinary showdown? The answer, my friends, was a resounding no. Even the mighty scoreboard, designed to go only up to 47-47, found itself in uncharted waters. It malfunctioned. Yes, you heard that right. It malfunctioned under the weight of this historic clash. But finally, it happened. After 11 hours and 5 minutes, the match ended. John Isner ripped a backhand up the line, passing an approaching Mahut for the match's final point. Point number 980. As Isner emerged victorious with an astounding final score of 70-68 in the fifth set. They played 138 games in the final set alone. Immediately, both players were presented with crystal balls and champagne flutes. They also posed alongside the non-working scoreboard. The numbers were staggering. Isner and Mahut combined for an unbelievable 216 aces during this marathon. 114 by Isner and 102 by Mahut. These guys were serving bombs left and right, and it was a spectacle to behold. As the match finally drew to a close, both Isner and Mahut were undoubtedly exhausted, physically and mentally drained. Yet they were heroes of the tennis world, forever etched in history for their incredible tenacity. They may have felt like they'd gone through a tennis apocalypse, but they did it with a sense of pride and an unforgettable story to tell for the rest of their lives. Now, I know what you're thinking. How on earth did they keep going? Did they have an endless stash of energy drinks? Well, not quite. They were fueled by sheer determination, love for the sport, and some powerful serve wizardry. They pushed their limits, serving bombs, diving for shots, and surviving a tennis marathon. But here's some deja vu. Wimbledon had a long-standing tradition of playing out the fifth set without a tiebreaker. Fast forward to 2018, and John Isner again found himself in another lengthy match, against Kevin Anderson this time. In a shocking turn of events, Anderson edged out Isner with a final score of 26-24 in the fifth set. Wimbledon watched in awe and had a sudden realization. They couldn't let these battles rage on forever. After John Isner's epic 2018 battle against Kevin Anderson that ended after 50 games in the fifth set, Wimbledon decided to introduce a historic change in 2019. For the first time in its storied history, they introduced a fifth set tiebreaker. But not just any tiebreaker, a 10-point tiebreaker. This was uncharted territory, and it was about to make tennis history. By 2022, all 4 Grand Slam tournaments began adopting the 10-point tiebreaker in the 5th set to avoid similar marathon battles. So the next time you're watching a nail-biter at a Grand Slam, remember this historic match and the rule change it sparked. But wait, there's more. This incredible match forged a unique bond between John Isner and Nicolas Mahut. They shared an unforgettable experience that no one else could truly understand. There was a deeper essence that drew the attention of people all around the world. It was Mahut, when the score stood at an incredible 50-all in the 5th set, displaying astonishing athleticism, leaping, diving, and flinging his racket at the ball, only to land face down in a full stretch. It was Isner, fatigued with his hat askew, who whiffed on a backhand shot, yet continued to labor on for an additional 40 grueling games. It was Mahut, despite suffering a heartbreaking defeat, managing to win more points in a single match than any other player in history, except for Isner. It was those countless moments when either of them could have let their guard down, needing just a couple of poor points to do so, but they refused to relent. What made this even more captivating was the fact that it was a first-round match played on an obscure court between 2 players who weren't tennis superstars. Yet what truly mattered was that, regardless of the stakes or the fame, neither man surrendered. Isner Mahut may not have been the most thrilling tennis match in terms of gameplay, but it stands out as one of the greatest ever, because for a more extended period than any other, it embodied the essence of every tennis match, and indeed every sport, the relentless fight. So what's the moral of this tennis fairy tale, you ask? Well, it's a testament to the unwavering spirit of tennis players and the lengths they'll go for the love of the game. It's a reminder that tennis is more than just a sport. It's an epic saga of determination, passion, and sheer tenacity. And there you have it, folks, the jaw-dropping story of the longest tennis match in history and the birth of the 10-point tiebreaker. I hope you enjoyed this wild ride through tennis folklore. If you want to stay in the loop with more mind-boggling tennis tales, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Thank you for tuning in to Tennis Tenacity, the ultimate destination for all things tennis. Until next time, keep serving those aces and chasing those dreams on and off the court.